Hey there. When you're cooking on a low budget, it's good to add things to the cheaper items. Like this sauce was on sale for $1. But I like to add things to it, make it a little more hearty. It's like I chopped up a whole onion and a clove of garlic and some olive oil and saute that in a pan. And to that, I had some mushrooms left over. I'm going to make the stuffed cap mushrooms. So I'm going to slice these up and put those in the sauce. Just gives it a chunkiness, you know, so when I make a pasta, it feels like you're getting a lot more than just saucy noodles. Plus, onions, garlic, this is all good for you. They all have vitamins, minerals, they have boost your immunity. Right now you want to keep that immunity boosted with all this COVID going around. So every little bit helps. So chop all these up, saute it in a pan, and to that I'm going to add some of the turkey meat I got today. Because this is only $3.79. It's much cheaper than beef. But when you cook it up like that, you really can't notice a big difference. I'm only going to use half of it because it is quite a bit of meat. Just to give it some robustness. I don't know. So anyway, I'm only going to use half of this turkey. Saute that in the pan, and there's another meal right here. So $3.79, I get 2 meals out of this. Not too bad. So let me wash my hands. All right, so we got that sauteing in the pan. And what I do after I get this all cooked in the pan, I add it to a crock pot and I add the sauce and I just let it marinate and bubble away, and it just brings out the flavors of the spices so much better when it's sitting there for a while and just slowly cooking. And you always want to season your meat a little bit. A little salt and pepper. Now there are some sauce, there's basil. This is tomato basil. So there is basil in there. But I do like to add a little oregano or Italian spices. Because anything Italian, I add Italian spices. So, where are you? I'm here somewhere. I haven't made Italian in quite a while, so it was way overdue for Italian. So, Italian spices, let that marinate in the olive oil, bring out the flavors. So once the meat is cooked, you're going to transfer it over to the crock pot, dump in the can of sauce, and if you're feeding quite a few people, sometimes you can doctor that up with just a can of tomato sauce. Those are pretty cheap too, if it's what you have on hand. Or a can of diced tomatoes. You can add that right in there too, because once it gets cooking in the crock pot, it's a way to stretch a dollar, you know, make a little more out of it. But this way, your family's actually getting, you know, vegetables, meat, and their starch all in one meal. So they stay full a lot longer because just spaghetti on noodles, you seem like you're hungry in about an hour. So you want something to stick to the ribs, you know. So there we go. That's all cooked. So what I'm going to do is transfer that to my crock pot. There we go. Yummy, yummy. Smells really good. So something about Italian herbs. It's really good. So, there we go. Got that all in there. Now I'm going to open my sauce. I always give it a little bang. Breaks that seal. Dump that in. And there we go. And sometimes you can't get it all out, so I let it set on the side and get the sauce down to the edge, and then I can dump some more in. Every little bit counts, right? So, stir that up. It's really nice and chunky, you know, but if you like it less chunky, you can add another sauce. But I like it meaty. And once it simmers down, all this, the juices from the vegetables make it a little more juicy too. So that's that. So now we stick it on the crock, plug it in. And it's actually going to be nice. It's going to make the house smell really great. Go. Set it on high. Voila! So then you could put it over your favorite pasta, whether you like elbows, shells, spaghetti, even lasagna if you have that in the cupboard, because you might have some left over from the holidays, you know. And sometimes if you don't have ricotta, you can use plain cottage cheese. You know, you could put cheeseless. A lot of people don't put the cheese on there, so it's up to you guys. So have a happy Saturday.